Hello, sports fans. Welcome to another edition of VetsPlusSports.com. This is your host, Terrell Cool Beans Davis, along with my co-host, Mr. James Miller.
Hello, everyone. How y'all doing this Saturday night? Hope everyone is doing well. Before we get into this episode, I'll let Cool Beans do a shout out to our listeners.
Yes, we'd like to give a shout out to our listeners, the fun ones that faithfully come and watch our lives, and the ones that'll come back and watch the replay. We thank you for giving us your undivided attention. And while I'm at it, let's go ahead and thank some of the radio show listeners. We got cities like Ashburn, Virginia, Grinzegweiler in Germany, Brussels, Belgium, San Jose, California, Boardman, Oregon, and Los Angeles, California. Thank you for watching.
And thank y'all for tuning in and everything else. And I am live from North Carolina at Topsail Island on vacation. So that's one reason why you don't have my hat on, because I turn the hat on and my face is all shaded up, so I just took it off. So
Cool beans.
yeah, it's nice right here today, and so we'll get in this episode. We still got playoffs to talk about, but I'll start with Major League Baseball, some scores. Go over starting off with some finals. You had the Rays beating the Yankees 3-2 in New York. You had the Astros over the White Sox in Chicago 8-3. You had the Guardians beating the Blue Jays in Toronto 5-3. You had the Padres beating the Pirates in Pittsburgh 2-1. The Giants over the Rockies in San Francisco 6-3. You had the Minnesota Twins over the Red Sox in Boston 4-3. Mariners over Athletics 9-6 in Florida or Miami. And then the Phillies beat the Diamondbacks in Philadelphia 7-2. You had a postponed game today. The Mets and the Cardinals. You got one under a rain delay right now, and that's the Braves and the Dodgers. I don't think they have started that yet. It's in the top of the first, and a rain delay in Atlanta. You got one game getting ready to start at 9:38 out in Anaheim. The Angels in Detroit. In the games that's in progress right now is the Nationals. They're playing Cincinnati. In Cincinnati, they are up 8-4 in the top of the seventh. In Texas, the Rangers and the Mariners are playing. It's at the end of seven, getting ready to go to start the top of the eighth. It's 1-1. At the top of the eighth in Milwaukee, you got the Brewers and the Cubs playing. The Cubs are up 6-2 in that one. And then you got Kansas City Royals are in Baltimore, and they are up 1-0, and then they're in the bottom of the fourth. I just seen a thing. It's posted up. It said no team has ever started 0-7 and made the playoffs in Major League Baseball.
Okay.
Well, my Braves started 0-7.
Uh-huh.
But they are on a roll right now.
Right.
They're still sitting in that third spot in the East, and they are 14-17. So they're in the hunt now. They turned that around, and they are in the hunt. Their home record's 8-4 at home, which is not bad.
Yeah.
It's that away record at 6-13 that's got them, but
right.
They have started to turn it around. They'll be all right now. They got it. If you remember, not too long ago, a few weeks ago, I said if they didn't get it turned around, they're gonna be done. And they had to get it turned around quick, and they did. So they may be all right. They can keep sneaking in there. I guess that's all I'm going to touch up right now as far as the baseball goes, because we got some basketball to talk about. Some hockey. Let's go with the hockey right now, and then we'll get into the basketball.
Yeah, hockey. They got a Game 7. Dallas Stars is Game 7, but I haven't been watching. I told Wanzel we haven't gotten to the hockey yet, so I was like, I don't know how these playoffs are going right now. And he was telling me about Game 7.
Well, it's at the end of the first period right now. It is 0-0. This one may go to overtime, may go to a shootout in a game seven,
Right.
and that's where you're at. That's the West. That's the first round as of right now. I'll go over some scores from like the previous nights. Um, last night you had the Blues beating the Jets 5-2. Um, that tied that series up 3-3. So they'll be going to a game seven.
Right.
Um, that that will be, I'm assuming tomorrow, which it is. The Blues will be playing at the Jets for game seven. Monday, you got the game one of the second round. You got the Panthers playing the Maple Leafs. And then Tuesday, you will have game one of the second round of the East. You got the Hurricanes and the Capitals playing. So that's where we're at right now with the hockey. Like I said, you got a tied game at the end of one um, right now with the Avalanche and the Stars. So we'll see what happens here. I figure this one could be going overtime. You got 2 periods left, so still a lot of hockey to play.
Lot to be played. Yep.
So you already mentioned you was getting into it. You already mentioned before we got on here um, with the women's
Yep.
basketball.
Yep.
So if you want to go ahead and hit on that a little bit.
I did, even though it was a preseason game. I still did. Why I still tuned in. Let me start from the beginning. They had a preseason game yesterday between two teams, and I forgot who they were, but it was one I wasn't even gonna watch because I don't know. I just don't think. I was trying to find it. I could barely find. It took me forever to find a channel to watch this. The Fever game on. But anyway, the Fever played the Washington Mystics, and it started off. The Washington Mystics actually looked pretty good too. This game ended in overtime because I thought they was gonna beat the Fever. I was like, there was no Caitlin Clark. She was a game time decision, and come game time, they decided she wasn't gonna play. But it was a sold out arena, 12,500 fans. They still went, but they still got their money's worth because on that court, it's like I don't know who. Like Caitlin got all the praise last year. Everybody was talking about Caitlin. Sophie Cunningham, she did it today. She destroyed it. She had 21 points coming off the bench. She was the Fever's high scorer. But she had a couple of scuffles she got into,
Uh-huh.
and she can handle herself. I tell you that. I give her that. She's a little scrapper. Well, not a little scrapper because she's like 6 foot.
When's
But
their
her,
season start? Their season start in the middle of the month or the beginning of June?
I thought they season start May 15th.
Okay, I thought it
I
was
think
middle.
yeah, I think it's coming up. Something's happening May 15th. I don't know. I think it said the start of the season, or it might be the end of preseason. But something's
So
coming up
much,
on the 15th.
so much for those players saying they're going to do a walkout.
Well, they're still talking about it. Their players union president is talking about doing a walkout if they don't want to renegotiate this contract. I'm like, are you crazy? If they do the walkout, they will destroy everything they have built.
They will. They'll lose the new viewers that they did get. They'll
Mm-hmm.
keep the older viewers that's been watching, but the new ones that they have brought on, I figure they'll end up losing what they got there.
They are. It's like the new fans that they brought in that started coming in last year. They're the ones that's pretty much gonna pay the bills because, like I said, it was a sold out arena today. The Fever. I guess they still wanting to see Caitlin, so it was sold out today. They got a game tomorrow. They got a preseason game tomorrow. This one's gonna be in Iowa. So, which really, that's why I think they set said Caitlin Clark. She said she had tightness in her leg, so they sat her today. They didn't play her. It's mainly because tomorrow they got a preseason game in Iowa, where she's from, so they'll let her play that game.
Yeah. I'm just curious to see how the season goes with them. I think you're going to see a better Fever team than you did last year.
Oh, you're
Um,
gonna see a way better Fever team. It was
so
so bad. All the people that they made trades for, and all these people, it's like the only people that's probably gonna get cut is the rookies. They got 3 rookies on that squad, and the 3 rookies might not make it.
all right, talk about basketball. You've got a game 7 going on right now in the NBA.
Yep.
The Nuggets are pulling away. There's 4 minutes left in the third. It's 84-57. It's looking like Denver is probably, it was still a whole quarter ago. I know that, but Denver's pulling
Looking like
away.
they gonna move on.
Move on. We'll see what happens because at halftime it was a game, but now since this third period, quarter started, they have started pulling away. And then speaking of another game 7, the Warriors and the Rockets are in a game 7 tomorrow.
I know. I was like,
I think
The Warriors just
Warriors
let
may have
mess
messed
this
up.
up.
Yeah,
Yep.
Warriors they didn't win it in game 6. They may have messed up, and I don't think they'll beat Houston in game 7. They done let Houston get the momentum because they went up
Yep.
3-1. They went up 3-1 in that
Exactly.
series.
Now
So
it's 3-3, and I don't know if it's been done yet. I remember a long time ago they used to keep talking about something. Nobody has come back from 3-1 deficit to win the series.
I think so.
It,
Yes.
I think it's been done.
Warriors lost to Cleveland, if you remember,
Oh, okay.
because Warriors was up. I think was it 3-1, and then Cleveland came back and won that series. That's when Cleveland won the title. I thought that year.
Oh, okay.
Um, that changed that whole series. I think it was 3-1. Yeah, Cleveland did it. LeBron and them did it with Cleveland. I'm pretty sure. Um, but here, speaking of with LeBron, it said he suffered an MCL sprain in Game 5 loss the other night.
Mm,
This man's always getting hurt when they get put out. Now think
yep.
about this. If they get put out early, he's always getting hurt. Hey, he's the goat. He's a fainting goat. He's a fainting goat. He sees that L, he faints. Oh man! But also Lillard for the Bucks, he goes undergoes surgery to fix that Achilles. That's a long healing process there, which I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if he completely tore. It just may have been. I don't know the whole story on that ordeal. And then Popovich, he retired from the Spurs.
Yes, he retiring.
So and then Garland is questionable for Game 1 tomorrow, which they may set him. I don't know because he didn't play the last 2 games against
He
the
sure
Heat,
did.
which they really didn't need him against the Heat.
Yeah.
And the way they're rolling, they could probably get by with Game 1 without him. Cleveland's looking good. And right now, I think the only one to slow Cleveland down in the East is probably going to be the Celtics right now. I don't even know if your Knicks can do it.
I'm worried about my Knicks and Boston. That's all I can focus on right now. They during the regular season they were 0-4 against Boston. So I think even though you say it's just the regular season, but to me I think it's something lingering in the back of their head that they have never beat this team this year.
It's a mental thing. It's mentally
Yeah.
they mentally got to them. Um, and that's like tomorrow. You got the Pacers in Cleveland playing at 6 p.m. and then at 8:30 the Warriors and the Rockets in Game 7. I think it's over for the Warriors. They done screw that up. They could have took that series. I don't see the Warriors pulling this off now because Mr. Mo is on Houston's side.
Yep.
And
The only thing they got going for them is the 2 games that they played in Houston. No, they split that, didn't they? The first 2 games they split. They split, yeah. Because I was gonna say they beat them twice there, and I was like, no, they didn't. They only took one of those games. And now
And
they
then Monday, Monday, your Knicks and Celtics play game one. Um, and then the Thunder's waiting the winner of the Clippers Nuggets, which is most likely going to be the Nuggets. And the
hmm
Nuggets, let me tell you this: the Nuggets can take that series, I think, from OKC. That's going to
they
be a
may
scrappy
can.
series. That's
Yeah,
going to be a scrappy series.
that may go 7 while you're playing.
And here, look at this: Thunder's been sitting for a while.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. In the NBA, if you start sitting for a while, it can go one or two ways. You can get your players rested or got fresh legs, or you can get cold and get rusty
Uh
and
huh.
get blown out. So which way is that going to go? We'll see what happens. But that game ain't over right now. Like I said, there's still another quarter left, but the Nuggets are pulling away. Let me ask you this about your Knicks. Could that series be a sweep for the Celtics?
It could be because you know what? It was a sweep in the regular season. I mean, even when Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum, neither one was playing in the game. The very last game they played together, it was like, oh, you got it. You should be able to get. Now, in that game, to be all fair, Jason Brunson did play, but what's his name didn't. Cat was not in the game. But I was like, when you got the two top scorers out, you've got to beat these guys.
I
You
know what
need to
y'all's
beat these guys.
I know what y'all's problem is. I know what it is. It's
What?
Spike Lee. It's Spike Lee. He's a curse. He's a curse to a franchise. They tell him he needs to stay home. Don't
Right.
come to the games. I mean, they ain't won since when? Back in the 90s.
Yeah, it's been a
I
while.
mean, and he's been going to all of them. Tell Spike Lee to stay home.
Yeah, they're gonna revoke his season tickets.
Oh, he can come to the season. He's got to stay home in the playoffs. But that's what we got right now going with the NBA. But we'll let's see. I think that's about it. Right now, the score with 2 minutes left in the third is what's showing here: 89-62. That's 20.
Yeah,
That's 27 point lead. That game's
yeah,
probably over.
that should be over.
So we'll see what happens. I mean, that should be over. So if that's the case, the Nuggets will be playing OKC coming up Monday. So, um, and they said, I mean, I said this would go 7, and I said Nuggets would win it in 7. I almost got the Warriors. I said the Warriors would win in Game 6, but they blew it.
Yeah, they did.
So now Houston's probably going to take it in Game 7. Um, we'll just see what happens.
Now Minnesota. Now, if I didn't think about this, if Golden State wins, it works out for Minnesota because Minnesota's a higher seed, so they would have the home court advantage.
They would. They would. And team Minnesota.
Yeah,
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Anything else with the NBA you want to say before we move on to some NFL
no,
news?
had nothing. Oh, I did want to say something about WNBA. Like I said, mostly a lot of people, and even when I was talking, I focused on the fever in that game. The Washington Mystics, their squad is pretty good. I mean, like, yeah, they lost, but they lost in overtime. But here's the thing: the fact that they could get it to overtime in the beginning, first quarter, they took a lead on them. Like they was jumped on the fever like real quick, and they were scoring. It's like the Fever are predicted to be the championship team. They're supposed to be the I guess the powerhouse. And you got Washington Mystics. I don't remember last year. I know they didn't make the playoffs. I think they was like close to third to the bottom, second to the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And you would think these guys was not going to do good. but they held their own. So I had to give it up to their squad. I wanted to do that because nobody's really going to give them any any kudos. And I mean, like they hung in there. They had the lead for a while, but they let the Fever come back. The Fever got it to overtime, and in overtime, it was just too much. Sophie Cunningham. So I also want to give Cunningham her credit too, because like she was. I'm glad she came to the Indiana Fever, but she's proven talent that she can be a starter somewhere else. She don't need to be coming off the bench.
Yeah.
She It's like a lot of people on that team, that squad, and it's gonna be hard going through the Fever this year. Like who's gonna be the talk? You want to talk about Caitlin? Caitlin, she's the star. Everybody want to talk about Caitlin, but you got also Kelsey Mitchell. You also got Aaliyah Boston. Now you got Dewana Bonner, and you got Sophie Cunningham. You got Lexi Hull. You got so many people on that team, on that squad. Who's gonna draw the news today? It's who to talk about. But that's all I wanted to say about that.
I'd say I'd say Caitlin's assists go up this year. What do you think?
Oh yeah, all them scores they got. Yeah, it's gonna go up.
She'll set a record in assists
Yeah,
this year.
that'd be the bad part. She'll be breaking her own records.
Yep, she'll be breaking a record in assists that she's already set. All right, you ready to move on to the NFL with some news?
Cool beans. We're already at NFL time. All
I guess
right,
so. Yeah, this gonna maybe be a short little episode here.
right. I got to do better. I forgot. Also need to be talking about UFL. I meant to look that up before we got
Yeah,
on. Last week they were like halfway through their series, so I mean, like this should be week 6. They only have 10 weeks.
they only got 10 weeks.
Yeah, so they only do 10 weeks, so they should be about 6 or 7 this week. But I think it's the Louisville Battlehawks are the ones that look. I watched one of their games and they were doing pretty good. I was like, all right. I was like, these guys can actually. Well, I don't know if they can compete with NFL teams, but the Battlehawks look like they were pretty tight. They did pretty good.
I just now got to the NFL page here. Um, well, the picture they got up here right now is Quinn Ewers, who I think is going to be a big bust. We'll see. He said he's NFL ready. I don't think he's NFL ready. Um, well, he says I'm ready for the NFL, but we'll see. We'll see how ready he is.
Mm-hmm.
But there's all kinds of news up here. You see where the NFL finds the Falcons DC over the Sanders prank call.
Oh no, I didn't.
Yeah, they find him. But some news: the Bills added more on a 1-year deal.
Okay.
That's not a bad move there.
Which
Um,
more, DJ Moore or Skylar Moore?
I'd say DJ Moore.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'd say DJ Moore. Actually, I'll click on it and tell you right now. I'd say it's pretty much DJ Moore because he was a free agent.
Yeah, he
It's
was a free.
not going to be a bad. I'm telling you wrong. Elijah Moore.
Oh.
Well, that's not Elijah Moore. He played for the Jets for a while. He played for some other teams.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to be a big. I was looking for it to be DJ Moore.
Yeah. They might as well have clicked on it. It could have been John Moore. Hell.
Oh yeah. So we'll see what happens there. Um, but what I was going to mention, we got some stuff coming up. You know, oh, Shadar Sanders, he started out right for day one in the community there in Cleveland, doing stuff, doing signings and autographs and stuff. Which
Oh, that's good.
he said he was going to, and everything else. Um, but I had a thing. It came to my phone because I'm a Chiefs fan. Got the app. the Chiefs signed 16 undrafted rookies after the draft. So now they got their mini camps for them. That's going to
Right.
make it. Uh, but that's a lot. 16 undrafted that they signed, and then 16 that's going to try to make the roster. One, I figured that Will be the tight end from Clemson, where tight ends is huge in Andy Reid's system.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see where that goes, and how that with their mini camps and everything else. See, they got mini camps for. Oh, well, they got a 3 day camp, I guess, for the rookies undrafted. Then they got a veterans camp, and then they got different things. So I guess who they're going to select and who they're going to get,
Right.
which it's a variety of different. They got linebackers, they got offensive linemen, they got receivers, they got running backs in there. So we'll see. Hopefully, they can get some protection from the line. Um, I don't know if there's any. Let's see here.
If you're looking for cowboy news, no news is good news.
I ain't seeing no cowboy news,
That's what I'm saying. No news is good news. Because
but
as bad as much as they look to talk about the Cowboys, if you ain't hearing no news, it's good news.
well, the Jets is putting Fields at their number one quarterback.
Yeah, I figured they was gonna do that.
Oh yeah, I did too. But the Jets, I mean, they're going to suck again this year. So we'll see. Jets, they just it's
Well,
been
if they got that line fixed, and all they got to do is, and I trust Justin Fields to do it. He just got to hand it all to Brees Hall.
yeah. I
Let
mean, he's
Hall
got
run that ball.
it's. I mean, you could run some options out of that because I mean, Justin Fields still got some gas in them legs left, but
Yep.
do some options out of that. But we'll just see what happens when the season. I'm just curious to see how the season goes because I'm just wondering how the Commanders are going to do.
Oh, I think they'll do fine.
And oh, that I don't know if I don't think we mentioned it in our audio. We may have. I can't remember. Did we mention about the video? We was talking about Sanders dropping from 1 to 5, and they were saying because he was cocky and arrogant in his interviews and stuff during.
Yeah, we talked about that on the radio version.
Did I mention the video between him and Cam Ward when he's at the
Yep.
facility? Yeah,
Yep.
I couldn't remember. I thought I did. I wasn't for sure,
Yep, we did.
but because they got Cam Ward right here and they're showing him, I'm just curious to see how he does. You done said he's going to be a bust.
Yeah, and let me rephrase that about how I say he's going to be a bust. It's not because of his skills. It's because he's with the Tennessee Titans. That's what's going to bust him.
Well, that's like we mentioned in the audio during the week too. It's all about the system. It's all about the skill set that they're in.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just like mentioned, the Chiefs, they're drafting players for their system, not the best player on the board, maybe the best athlete on the board. They're drafting the best player for their system.
Right. Now,
So,
remember the San Diego Chargers, which now would be the LA Chargers. Back in the day, they had a reputation for ruining quarterbacks. If you got drafted by San Diego, you was your quarterback, you was ruined. Let's talk about the quarterbacks they ruined. Like they had Ryan Leaf,
Leaf,
remember him?
yep.
Uh, Jim Drunkenmiller. He was a Purdue. He did good at Purdue, and then
Well,
he went into the pros, and it's just
maybe they broke that trend because then they got Breeze, which they
yeah. They
traded,
got Drew Brees, but
and then
remember
Humphreys. They remember
they
they
only
had.
traded him because they said he was garbage. They didn't like Drew Brees. When they were sending him to New Orleans, they thought they were sending junk there.
Do you remember Stan Humphreys?
Yeah,
You had Stan Humphreys, and then I can't think of his name. He just finished his career there not too long
Philip
ago.
Rivers.
Philip Rivers. He was a good quarterback. They just
Yeah,
gotta have a team.
he's the one who broke the cycle because it was like they were destroying quarterbacks, and then Philip Rivers came in, He did well. He had some success,
That
and
reminds
now
me
it's Justin Herbert.
like a Dan Marino. Dan Marino put up all these stats, but I
Yeah,
mean,
no
but Philip Rivers,
championships.
yeah, well, at least Dan Marino played in two. Philip Rivers didn't play in none.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but talking about where quarterbacks go to die, usually Cleveland. Receivers go,
Yeah.
receivers go to Tennessee to die. So quarterbacks usually go. Now Baker Mayfield broke that mold, but Browns didn't know and got rid of him.
Yeah.
They didn't see where the problem lied. It was in their line, not their quarterback, and he's proven that in Tampa Bay.
And Deshaun Watson starting to trend over again.
Well, they've got a quarterback now. If they get the system around him instead of using their system, see, that's the thing. If you look at, like I said, Andy Reid, Bill Belichick, some of your great coaches, they coach and they get a system around a player they need. Or if you're going to use your system, you got to draft the players that fits your system.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna go back to Neil Brown, okay, which I don't like him, at all. But um, with you seen it with Nico, they put Nico in. Nico's a pocket passer. Garrett Green had wheels, and he was trying to run Nico. He's not a
Yeah.
running quarterback. He's a pocket passer. That's where you go. That goes to show you that coaches don't know how to coach. Um, but we'll say we'll see the system that Sanders is in. You got there's a lot that we're going to see how it unfolds for them. These rookies and stuff. Um, but I'm just curious because I think it's going to be especially for Cam Ward, if they throw him straight out there, look out.
Oh yeah. Which I
He's
think they're
he
gonna do.
he won't make it through the whole season. I don't think. I mean,
Yeah.
and he's going to. And I think if the Cleveland, you got Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco's going to be starting.
Mm-hmm.
You let Sanders sit. You got Gabriel. I don't think he's going to be. I don't know how much.
He's quarterback number 3.
Yeah. So, but you got those two. Let them sit under Joe Flacco to learn the system.
Joe
Um,
Flacco will carry the first 10 games. Sanders will come in week 11. Because I don't think, yeah, Flacco, he may hold up. I'm not saying that he's going to get pulled because of skills. I'm saying he's getting pulled because old age. I mean, them bones can only take so many hits.
oh, it is.
So
And
I give him by week 10. He's going to be, that body's going to be aching. He ain't going to be able to go past week 10.
no, no. Yeah, I mean, but now he's been known to throw interceptions. Joe Flacco.
Mm-hmm.
So was Brett Favre. Brett Favre
Yeah.
threw a lot of interceptions, but I mean, he still won games. Um, but the Browns, man, they're not the team of 2 years ago. I thought the
No,
Browns
they're
was
not.
coming around. I thought the Browns was coming around, and then they get rid of their whole secondary, who had probably one of the best secondaries in the NFL, and then you trade every single one of them. I
Yeah.
mean, Browns has been known for doing bonehead plays. Their whole franchise since they came back after the move um, when they left in the '90s. So, speaking of Browns, I think they're still in a controversy of the team leaving in the city going to Brook Park. As far as I know, there's still controversy about that happening
Yep.
because the Browns, the franchise, would have to pay the city a bunch of money to leave. See, they were smart. Like last time, they just left in the middle of the night, and left them hanging dry. So they just like, nope, you ain't doing it this time. But and really think about that. If they leave, that's going to hurt that city.
It would. But here's my thing.
Because
Other
then, I mean,
than,
you got the Cavaliers, and then you got the Guardians, which they've been doing pretty good. But even though the Browns stink, it still draws the fans.
yeah. But I
And
mean, like, if they leave, where would they go? The only place I know, Oakland was still looking for a team.
no, they're going.
Uh,
They're just moving down the street, the Brook Park, out of the city limits. Brook
oh,
Park's just right down the road.
I don't
So
think that would really. Well, it would hurt the city as far as taxes and everything if they
I
move
mean,
out of the limits. But the fan base is still there.
the fan base is still there, but it's going to hurt the bars and everything. It's in the city limits, the
Uh
restaurants.
huh.
If
Yep.
they moved to Brook Park and everything else, which they would see, the team wouldn't have to pay all those taxes inside because it'll be outside the city.
Yep.
So it's just curious to see how that goes. Just like Kansas City moving across the state line, which I hope they do.
Well, depend on we don't do politics on here, so I'm gonna do a little small segment politics. Depending on who's running that city, I would be just like they did, like when they just left in the middle of the night. I'd annex that land and wouldn't tell nobody. So when they move there, you're still in city limits.
See, the mayor of that city, they went all about it all wrong. Okay, they said no, you ain't getting no money. We ain't helping you. Then when they said, well, we're leaving, and then when Kansas, the state of Kansas said we'll take you and we're going to do this, and then they start talking. Then so I mean, the way that was all handled and everything by the mayor of the city of Kansas City, Missouri, to
Right,
me,
yeah.
I would be like, you know what? See you later. We're going across the state line.
Yeah. Oh, on that case, because I thought you was talking about Cleveland. I thought we were still talking about Cleveland. We talking about Kansas City. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, they did mess up on that one.
Oh yeah.
That vote, they messed up big time.
So
And
yeah, that mayor there in Kansas City, Missouri, that the way they done that, it was. I mean, so I would go across to Kansas.
yep.
I mean, your fan base is still there, just like Cleveland. If they leave the city and go to Brook Park, your fan base is still there. So, um, it's just and see, Kansas City still got 7 years at that stadium, right as of right now,
Right.
before they make a decision what they're going to do. But um, yeah, if a Hunt family wanted to, they said we'll just pull out, which is going to hurt that city in Missouri because
Yep.
I think it was almost $800 million in revenue each year because of the Chiefs being there and the Royals, which they was going to pull both. The Royals would go across the straight line too. So that's a lot of money to come up with.
Yeah, it is.
But let's see here. Anything else?
No. Unless you heard any college news.
Just in college baseball, my Mountaineers are still rolling, which they should be. Last I seen, I think they were 37-6.
Okay.
Um,
They doing good. 37-6.
yeah, that's probably one of their. See, they had two of the top players in the country last year. They went to in the MLB, went to the pros,
Right.
um, and then the coach retired. And I was just curious to see how they was going to do. Um, well, they're still rolling, but the coach that retired told Warren Baker who to put in his place, in which who was coaching underneath him, and I think that was a smart move
Right.
because they have not. I mean, they ain't missed a beat, and actually, they're 38-7 is what they are. They had a game today that got postponed. They was playing Texas Tech, um, but it was postponed. But they should be getting close to wrapping up, and should be getting
Yeah.
ready here in the next couple of weeks. Getting ready to start tournament play and getting ready to start your playoffs. But they got them ranked 16th. No love at all.
Right. I know, and that's a good record. And they 16th.
Yep. And get this, okay? They got them 16th. Ole Miss is 32-14, and they're at 23. Or I mean, I'm trying to see some higher ranked. All right, NC State's ahead of them. They're 13th in the country, and they're 30 and 14. I mean, it don't make no sense at all. You ready for this? Georgia, number 9, Georgia, 37 and 11.
I'm like, wow.
You ready? This number 6, Oregon, 31 and 13.
Mm-mm.
So I mean, and then Texas, number 1, Texas. Guess what their record is?
37-15.
38 and 7, the exact same record that West Virginia is.
Oh, wow. And they get number 1.
Number 11, Arkansas, who just beat Texas today. They're 39 and 9, and they're number 11. See, no love for when it comes to West Virginia in the poll rankings at all. It don't matter if it's basketball, football, baseball, none at all. And here's number 3, Clemson. They're 36 and 11. Number 5, Florida State, 32 and 9.
Mm.
So, well, you mentioned politics. There's a lot of politics in sports.
Yeah.
A lot of politics is when it comes down to it. I don't think there's anything. I don't know if I mentioned it. I can't remember. We may have. I know me and you have. Well, maybe. Yeah, I don't know if we've done it on air or not. Since Judah Price has signed
Oh,
with
went to
Marshall,
Marshall?
maybe try to
Yeah.
get him on one evening on one of our lives for like 5 minutes or 10 or so.
Mm-hmm.
See if he wants to do that. I'll shoot him a message or whatever. See if I can get a hold of him. Let's see. I guess that's about it. You got anything else?
I got nothing else.
Well, I guess that'll be as like we always do. If you're thinking about harming and hurting yourself, there's a quick number you can dial 988, dial 1, or you can dial the 1-800 number, which is 1-800-273-8255, the Veteran Crisis Line. Give them a call, dial 1, or just a quick number, 988, dial 1. They'll get you in contact with the resources that you need. Keep in contact with your battle buddies, your friends, any change in behavior or anything like that. Try to talk to them and let them try to get the help that they need.
Yep.
Uh, Anything else, Beans, that you have?
I got nothing.
All right. Well, y'all have a good Saturday night. Watch some hockey, some NBA. Stay safe. And there will be no audio this week because I'm on vacation.
Right. And you
So
enjoy that beach. I was going to say, make sure you enjoy that beach.
and then next Saturday, we'll be back live again next Saturday. So y'all have a good week, and we'll see you next weekend.
All righty.
Have a good one.
Yeah, I'm messing up here. I'm not paying attention. Here we go. We out of here now.